Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 97 of the Let's Talk Tuesdays podcast. My name is Brendan Plays. This is the show where you guys send in all of your questions either on the Brendan Plays forums at brendanplays.com/forums, on the Facebook page at Brendan Plays Official, or by checking out the website brendanplays.com, clicking the green button on the right hand side of the page, or in the YouTube comment section down below. Make sure you stay up to date with everything to do with the show by following us at Brendan Plays, leaving a like on our Facebook page, Brendan Plays Official, and checking out the website. So, this week, WWE Roadblock has come and gone, and I will give a full rundown of most of my thoughts and opinions on the things that mattered on that show. Overall, just a quick, analysis. I thought it was a pretty good show. I thought Raw was pretty good this week as well, so we're going to talk about Raw and everything that happened, the keynotes that happened there. And we also have a lot of questions to get into this week as well. You guys sent me in a stack of questions. Really, really appreciate that. The last few weeks have been a little bit light on the questions, but you guys stacked it up. And actually, this week I remembered, thanks to, I can't remember the name, but somebody sent me a tweet on Twitter. You'll know who you are. Thank you very much. You reminded me to post on Facebook, the Facebook thread. I completely forgot. I've got to write down a sticky note. I've got to do something and remind myself every Tuesday to post on the Facebook page because I'm just forgetting. But hey, I got there this week, and thanks to everybody that sent in a question there. So this week, like I said, we're going to talk everything about Raw and Roadblock, a little bit about Wrestlemania as well, and what I've been playing this week. In terms of me, what have I been up to this week? Really, absolutely nothing. So, not really much to say. Again, another bit of a lazy week. Just hanging out with my girlfriend and making videos. Really, that's all about it. Still, enjoying the new house. Just kind of adjusting to life in the new house. And so far, so good. Pretty much got the last few pieces together of my setup. I definitely need to do a setup video. Maybe I'll do a setup video when I hit 40k subscribers. And that might be something, just a little something to do a special on. I know I'm approaching 100 episodes of Let's Talk Tuesdays, so if you guys have any suggestions on what you would like to see for episode 100, let me know. As I said, I think a couple of weeks ago, that my only plan right now is perhaps a live Let's Talk Tuesday show. Not quite sure how I would go about that really as of yet, but we will see. Because doing a show on Tuesday, it might be a little bit tough, to do it. I'd have to do it, and the show would be kind of late. I'd have to do it on a nighttime for all the Americans out there, and I guess the UK folks would miss out a little bit, and it would be a later show than normal, and I don't like having it out too late. It actually would be out on Wednesday morning for me, so I don't really like doing it like that. I like to have it out as soon as it hits Tuesday in the States and everything like that. So that's kind of the plan. But, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comment section down below. But anyways, let's talk about WWE Roadblock. Really nothing else to say about me, so let's get straight into the wrestling talk. A lot to cover in this week's edition. So WWE Roadblock, my initial thoughts, like I said, pretty good show. A couple of good matches, and obviously a lot of filler in there, and that's understandable. I think a lot of people kind of misconstruing that this is just a house show that's on the network after all. I think a lot of people think this was a full-blown pay-per-view. It's not. The set is a house show set. It's not your general WWE pay-per-view show. A bit of a lower production, and, they just hyped it up a little bit just to kind of encourage people to subscribe to the network, so they've got them in for WrestleMania as well. That was really their plan. And I don't know, I don't know if I mentioned about the whole free WrestleMania thing last week, I should say. I think I may have touched on it, but again, really, free WrestleMania is absolutely asinine. I mean, honestly, you have the biggest show of the year, your biggest and grandest show. The show that majority of casual fans are going to tune into and order the pay-per-view regardless. Oh shit, it's WrestleMania. Alright, let's do it. Let's pitch in, $10, $15 each, get a group of friends around and watch WrestleMania. Or now, of course, pitch in $2 each to get the network. Or now, even, you don't have to pay anything to get the network because the WWE are stupid. The WWE are so desperate to get subscribers, so desperate to get people to watch WrestleMania that they're giving the damn thing away for free. Their best and biggest event of the year. I guess it goes to show how much confidence they have in WrestleMania. Because if it were me, if it's WrestleMania, I'm making people pay for WrestleMania. I'm making people spend money for WrestleMania. This is my biggest show. This is my big money maker. I want people buying my show. But I guess, is the WWE kind of moving away a little bit from the pay-per-view revenue thing? Is that a thing of the past? Are we now focusing on merchandise? Are we now focusing on live attendance? Are we focusing on a whole week of WWE and getting people into all these different various events throughout a week period and getting sponsorships through there and things like that and trying to push merchandise and all those types of things through that way? Is that the focus? No longer is it the focus of getting people to watch the show on the network, getting the people to watch the show on pay-per-view. Is that the focus? I don't really think it is. I think the focus is still the network, but the way they're doing it is just so ridiculous. Why would you give WrestleMania away for free? Why on earth would you do that? It makes no sense. WrestleMania is your biggest show. People are going to subscribe. People are going to watch. People are going to... if I was a casual viewer and even me, I check out, UFC every now and then. The McGregor fight a few weeks ago, I checked that out, and I'm a casual fan. I don't really watch UFC, but as a big fight, I got to check that fight out. Everyone's talking about it. I want to check it out. I want to watch that fight. Now, did I pay for the fight? Hell no, because I'm not paying, $60 to watch, 10 minutes of a fight. But, people are going to check out, maybe people might check out WrestleMania, and say, look, hey, WrestleMania's on, you want to check it out. I think a lot of people probably would. So, you're all just eliminating all that potential revenue. Just so much potential revenue gone. I know the pay-per-view system is really becoming a big thing of the past, and I agree on that because... you look at cable TV, it's also struggling as well, even network TV, because of how well Netflix is doing and the new wave of technology and the new way of viewing television is coming about. A lot of people are moving away from normal TV and coming into streaming services. So WWE had to make the adjustment, there's no doubt about that, and the network is the right way to go, but the way they're doing it is just wrong. Why would you give WrestleMania away for free? Why? I mean, if I'm working for WWE, I want to have WrestleMania, paid for. I want everyone watching the damn thing. I want people paying. I mean, God, they're already making $10 off for the month for the show, and how hard is it? Most people are going to pay $10. I would pay $10 to watch WrestleMania. In fact, I've been paying for the network for a year or two. How long has it been out? 2 years nearly. At least over a year and a half or so, I've been paying for the damn network. I got it before it was even available in Australia. I did all the workarounds. I got all the, the VPNs and all that crap. I got all that crap to try and watch the network early and get it as soon as I could before it hit Australia. Because I wanted the network that much. I wanted to watch pay-per-views in high definition. I wanted that. So I'm a happy subscriber, but to me, I want to know why aren't they supporting me? I've been subscribed for a year or so, more than a year, like I said. Yet the only incentive I get, I get none. I don't get anything. In fact, I may as well unsubscribe, make a new damn email, and resubscribe. Because that way, I'll get every freaking show for free. I'll keep making an email every month, and I know people are doing this. I'll keep making a new email every month, and I'll get every single month for free. So I'll never have to pay for the network. Now, to me, what is it, $13, $14 for the network here in Australia? I don't care. That's fine. I'm happy to pay for it because I'm a happy customer. But I know a lot of people who might be like, you know what? I don't really need to spend $10 this month on the WWE. I'm good. Let me just get this thing, for free. I mean, a lot of people, if they can get it for free, they're going to do it. And the WWE giving away the first month for free every single month, I get it. It's a business model. But it's not a bad idea. Most companies do it. Netflix does it. But you've got to find a way to make it as though you get it once, one free month, that's it. Whether it be via IP address, whatever. You've got to try and find a way that you can only get 1 month. That's it. New emails, forget about it. So that's a problem they've got because a lot of people are going to be doing that. And that's their own problem. They're giving that away. Maybe you get 1 month free if you subscribe for 3 months. You've got to subscribe for 6 months and we'll give you a month free. So, something like that rather than every single month for free. It's kind of ludicrous to me. And I don't know why they're doing that. I think, to me, they see this as, look, we get people subscribing for 1 month. It looks good for our investors. It looks good for our shareholders. And at the end of the day, everybody's happy. Look, we had 300,000 people subscribe to the WWE Network this month. 300,000! We won't mention that 275,000 of them unsubscribed the next month because they took advantage of the 1 month offer for free and they went away the next month. We won't mention that, but hey, we got 300,000 new subscribers. Look, it's just ridiculous, and I don't know why they're doing that, and for me, I would never do it. I don't know their overall numbers right now, but I just had to spend some time with this because it was something that's been on my mind. I don't think I exploded about it last week, but I just needed to get this off my chest. And for Roadblock, I get it. Look, subscribe to the network, get Roadblock, get Wrestlemania. Look, it's a fair deal. I mean, $10 is nothing. Let's be honest. $10 is absolutely nothing. If you can't afford $10, and you're like me. Look, I'm single. I live alone. I have a part-time job. I can throw $10 towards something that I love. I love watching wrestling. I love watching the WWE. I'm a big fan. So $10 to me, I'm happy to support the WWE and give them $10. I spent like 2 years watching the live streams and, not watching the pay-per-views legit. I was, watching them however way I could. But as soon as the ability to watch pay-per-views came to me at a reasonable price, I jumped on that. And I said, you know what, that is a good price. That's a good product. That's a good service. Yes, I'm going to pay for that. I was more than happy to. But why should I be paying for it if I can get the damn thing for free? I'm starting to wonder, why should I pay for it? Because I can get this thing for free every single month. Why should I be able to do that? It's ridiculous. So all I'm asking, WWE, think about the people who have been subscribed for a year and a half, 6 months even. People who are paying customers. Throw us a free month every now and then. Say, hey, thank you so much for subscribing to the network. Here's a free month. You know why they don't do it? Because they've got us. They've got us already. They're getting our money. So they don't need to give a shit about us. They're already getting our money. They're too busy trying to get people who are not paying for the network. They're too busy trying to get people who aren't subscribed to subscribe, rather than keeping their happy, their subscribers, current subscribers, happy. Which I think, yes, it's a smart idea to try and get new subscribers. Obviously, you want to do that. But you also need to keep the people who are happy to pay, who are willing to pay. You got to keep them happy. Like me, I'm happy to pay, but there's got to come a time where I'm going, you know what? Why am I paying when I can get this thing for free? There's got to come a time when I just switch on and say, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to unsubscribe and get this thing for free every month. There's got to be a time where I just say, you know what? Fuck it. So, but anyways, sorry for the rant, but I had to get this off my chest. I've always been very expressive when it comes to the WWE Network. I've always had a big opinion about it. And I've always loved sharing my opinion on it, but I just, this thing to me, the whole free WrestleMania thing is just ludicrous. It just screams to me that they're desperate, that they've got no subscribers coming in, no new subscribers, no one's staying around. They're so desperate to get people in and so desperate to get people to watch WrestleMania. So it's kind of sad, isn't it? Kind of sad. Alrighty, so this week we had Roadblock, obviously. We had Dean Ambrose versus Triple H. We'll talk more about that in a moment, but I want to talk about The New Day and Chris Jericho. I've been pretty critical of The New Day the last probably month, but I really, really enjoyed them on Raw this week and on Roadblock. I thought their promo on Roadblock was funny. I really enjoyed the segment and kind of really got me entertained. We'll talk more about what they did on Raw in a moment, but I actually really, really enjoyed The New Day, and I guess they felt really stale to me, felt really repetitive to me, just kind of felt like the same old shtick every single week, and they're kind of just spicing it up a little bit, doing a few different things, and I'm enjoying that. I'm liking that. Maybe I'm liking them more because they versed the team of Wade Barrett and Sheamus, which is literally a nightmare. The two guys that I could not possibly hate even anymore versus The New Day. I just had to like The New Day. I was forced to like The New Day. A gun at my head, basically the WWE put a gun to my head and said, enjoy The New Day. And I did. So, kudos to New Day. Obviously, they've been critical, but enjoy them this week. Chris Jericho's promo on AJ Styles was really good as well. The one he did on SmackDown last week when he burned AJ Styles' shirt. I thought that was really good as well. So Jericho, as a heel thus far, big thumbs up. I'm enjoying his promo work. I think the thing he did on Raw was a little bit impromptu, I would assume. I'm not quite sure, but it wasn't really that great. But what he did at Roadblock and SmackDown was very, very good. So far, so good with Jericho. I'm liking the heel turn. I think it's a nice freshener up. I think I said maybe, 6 weeks ago, or whenever, when he came back, maybe before the Royal Rumble, I said, he just came back, it just felt like the same old crap. He was trying to be funny, trying to be like the New Day. It just was not working at all. But the AJ Styles and Chris Jericho thing is working really well. Really liking this feud. And I think the one-on-one match that they're probably going to have at WrestleMania might be one of the matches I'm looking forward to most. Because I think those two, whilst we've already seen it 2 times this time so far, or is it 3 times? 3 times so far. One more big match at WrestleMania, and a WrestleMania-style match, 15, 20-minute long, these two guys going out there and putting on a 5-star performance. That is going to be some hell of a match to watch. AJ Styles' first WrestleMania, he's going to step it up. He's going to put on a phenomenal, no pun intended, performance. So definitely looking forward to those two interacting at WrestleMania. And so far, really good for Jericho and the heel turn. And it's working well for AJ Styles. Everything else on Roadblock was pretty lackluster. The Divas match, a lot of praise from people from the Divas match, but I kind of tuned out a little bit. I just wasn't really paying attention because I knew Charlotte was going to win. And Natalya, yeah, she's alright, but I just couldn't really get myself into the matchup. I'm really not liking Charlotte's performance so far as the champion. I think it's time for her to drop the belt. Really just kind of done with her. And what do we have? We have the NXT match. It was nice to see NXT on the card. I thought that was a nice welcomed addition. We had Jericho versus Jack Swagger. By the way, that was such a terrible decision to put Swagger against Jericho. I mean, what a way to kill the crowd. I mean, here's the thing. This is their logic. We're in Canada, right? We're in Toronto. Let's bring out a real American. Let's bring out an American patriot for our Canadian fans to cheer. Our Canadian fans to enjoy and love and cheer against a Canadian Chris Jericho. It's just really, I mean, you couldn't have brought out Sami Zayn to verse Chris Jericho instead of who'd he verse? I can't even remember who he versed. Was it one of the Outcasts? Was it one of those retards? I don't know. But look, why Jack Swagger? That was such a stupid decision, honestly. Terrible. Just a terrible idea. And it really, really didn't work. So that was not good. But, also, apparently Bray Wyatt might be injured as well, which is why we had Harper versus Lesnar instead, which was way too short again. It was just, 7 suplexes and an F5, and that was it. It just felt a bit too short. I would like to see maybe a couple F5s just to make a bit of an emphasis on the Wyatts, but Bray Wyatt didn't even get himself involved. Why the hell would he even be out there in the first place? He's not even going to do anything, which is, well, he doesn't really do much anyways. But again, the Wyatt family treated it as a joke. And still, no WrestleMania match for the Wyatt family. We're just going to see them thrown into a multi-man match. I don't even know if there's going to be an Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on. So, we still 3 weeks away from WrestleMania. We only know 4 matches. That's a little concerning. I mean, we have a speculation on a few, yes, but they should be starting to announce a few more. Surely next week, or maybe on SmackDown even this week, they might announce a couple more, hopefully. But I'd like to know a few more matches on WrestleMania. At least, I think we should have probably 80% of the card already announced by now. Already announced. 3 weeks from WrestleMania, maybe add one more match from here. But to only have maybe half of the card announced, that's pretty poor. That's pretty poor. I don't even think that's half of the card. I mean, 4 hour long, that's probably like 40%, 35% of the card. So that's pretty poor. But yeah, so the main event was really the only thing worth watching in terms of matches. Dean Ambrose and Triple H. Really enjoyed the match. I felt Triple H was a little bit gassed. I thought he was struggling a little bit, and again on Raw as well. So it's good for him to get in the ring and just kind of mix it up a little bit, shake off some of the cobwebs, get some of the rust off of him. And, it's so difficult to kind of train to be in the ring. You hear it about all the time. Wrestlers, they find that you can do all the cardio training in the world, but once you get in the ring, it's a whole different animal. I guess that's very true because Triple H is in tremendous shape, yes, but it just felt as though he was struggling a little bit to go the distance. But He and Ambrose put on a phenomenal match. Really, really good. I was pretty happy. I'm a big fan of Triple H. I'm a big fan of Triple H in the ring. The Authority character, not so much. It's okay. But Triple H as the wrestler, I love. Triple H, I've always been a fan for a long time. So seeing him in the ring again is really, really cool. I like it. I'm not a hater. I mean, a lot of people hate Triple H. They hate Roman Reigns. They hate this. They hate Ryback. I guess I'm a little different. I like some different guys. And, I've always been a fan of Triple H. And, I've always been a fan of Batista. Randy Orton, I was a fan. Ric Flair, I'm a big fan of. So I guess I kind of like the whole Evolution guys. And, I didn't mind Triple H when he was in DX. That was pretty cool. And I obviously I missed kind of like the 90s. I didn't come into wrestling until about 2005. So I kind of missed a lot of it. And obviously Triple H when he was in 2002, 03, when he didn't know who the fuck he was, and he was just kind of beating everyone from Scott Steiner to Goldberg. That was a little bit but for the most part, Triple H, I've really enjoyed his character, and again, it's really cool to see him in the ring. Should he be champion? Well, I don't mind it. I don't mind. I'm glad he's wrestling a little bit more. If he had just had the one match before WrestleMania, I probably would have been okay with it, honestly. No matches, I would have been probably a little bit frustrated. I would have thought, yes, you could have had him wrestle. And having him compete on Raw this week as well, I thought was a smart idea. It was a little bit weird with the whole Dolph Ziggler thing. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But, having him wrestle more, I would like to see him wrestle every week. Nearly every week until WrestleMania. I think that would be a good idea. As a champ, have him beat a few guys before WrestleMania, have Triple H be built up as this really strong champion, and then obviously Roman Reigns beating Triple H. Well, in terms of storyline-wise, kayfabe-wise, that would make Roman Reigns' win even bigger. So, that's not a bad idea. But Ambrose and Triple H, good match. The finish at the end with Ambrose, his foot underneath the rope, that to me was absolutely asinine. I mean, come on. You could have had Dean Ambrose accidentally put his foot on the ropes for a moment, for a second, half a second, and the referee saying, hey, no foot on the ropes, and call off the cover. That, to me, would have worked better. But Ambrose having his foot underneath the rope, I thought that was retarded. I've never really seen a foot underneath the rope. Tell me what advantage Dean Ambrose gets by having his foot underneath the rope. Absolutely zero. Foot on the rope, I get it. I get the advantage. I get that. But underneath the rope, I mean, yes, if you're getting pinned and you put your hand underneath the rope, that should be a call off. That's definitely. But if you're pinning someone and you put the foot underneath the rope, how does that help? How does that help? I mean, I don't get that whatsoever. The other way around, yes, but come on, really? So I thought that was a little bit weird, but I guess they wanted to have a 3 count happen to make it as though he won the title, just to give the crowd the big pop, but then to take it away, and Triple H, pins him in the end just to make Triple H's win, make the crowd even more pissed off at Triple H, I suppose. So I get why they did it, but just the way they had him underneath the rope, I would have probably had him, just kind of moving his foot around and have it, on the bottom rope for a moment, accidentally, whatever. But I guess underneath the rope is the way they went. I just didn't like that. But overall, Roadblock, not a bad show. I mean, honestly, really, if you're going to watch it, you haven't seen it and you want to watch it, just watch the main event. You can get away with watching the rest. Some people will recommend you to watch Charlotte versus Natalya if you into that, fair enough. But for me, no thanks. I didn't really care for it. But yeah, check that. The NXT match was not too bad either. That was not a bad match either. So check those couple out, and that'll be Roadblock for you. This week's Monday Night Raw, what is it, from Pittsburgh, I think it was? I always get kind of confused between, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, like those kind of, names I kind of mix up. But I think it was Pittsburgh. Hey, I'm not American, give me a break. But, yeah, so Pittsburgh, I believe, and we started the show a little bit different. It was not a McMahon segment on the show to kick it off, which was very surprising. Normally, every week, it's Vince, it's Stephanie, hey, it's Triple H, or even Shane lately. But it was the New Day who would come out, cut their promo. Again, thought it was pretty decent this week. I liked the whole Booty-O thing, and I liked that. Then you had the League of Nations come out to ruin it, yes, and then we had a tag title match. Was it for the titles? I think it might have been. So a tag match between Rusev and Del Rio and the New Day. And again, the League of Nations lost, and now after the match, they beat the shit out of the New Day to kind of set up for a future match. But why the hell should they get a tag title match? Sheamus and Barrett got beat. Del Rio and Rusev got beat. Both clean. In the middle of the ring. No doubts about it. But now, just because they beat him up at the end of the match, they deserve a title match? I mean, why? I mean, yeah, they're frustrated. Well, that's too bad. You lost. Piss off. You don't deserve a title match. Go away. I'm sure many people would love to see them go away. I am the leader of that pact. I am the leader of get rid of the League of Nations. I hate that group. They are absolutely awful. In my opinion, League of Nations is one of the worst stables I have ever seen. And I know there's a question coming up later on my most favorite and my most hated stable in WWE history, and I'll talk more about it later on. But for me, League of Nations absolutely sucks. Sucks. I don't think there's any chemistry. I think Sheamus and Barrett probably work pretty well together. I think that's okay. Fine. But Del Rio is just such an odd fit. It just doesn't work. Just doesn't work. Rusev, I think, is okay. But Del Rio, he's such a terrible decision to put in that group. Every time I see him with them, it just doesn't look right. Just doesn't look or feel right. It just looks so forced. And I don't think they've got much chemistry at all. You know, even Sheamus and Barrett, they work okay, but I don't think they, have that much chemistry. I just don't think it's working at all. I just think they're such a failed experiment. But they're going to keep on pushing them. They're going to keep on using them. And they're going to keep on putting them in high-profile situations. So, League of Nations versus the New Day again. I mean, well, that might just be my designated piss break. Because I just cannot stand the League of Nations. If you're a fan of them, go your hardest. But for me, they are a channel changer. They just, they suck. They are crap. Do not like them. They're just boring. That's it. They just bore me to tears. I obviously don't like Sheamus. I don't like Barrett. I liked Rusev. I definitely liked Rusev. A year ago, when he was a champion, a US champion, I was loving Rusev. Then, obviously, Cena met Rusev, and that was the end of that. I liked that. I gave Del Rio a chance. I was never really a big fan of Del Rio. I wanted to give him a chance. I wanted to like him. But again, I don't know if it's just a bad pairing, bad storylines, but Del Rio has just been nothing. Just nothing so far. It's disappointing. I think the New Day are great, but are we going to see a multi-man match? Are we going to see a triple threat tag match? What are we going to see here from these two tag teams, for the tag titles? Obviously, New Day and League of Nations, I think that would be a terrible idea. I just think the crowd would shit all over that. So they might have to do something a little bit different with that. We also have Dean Ambrose and Mick Foley. They had a little bit of a backstage interaction. Mick Foley handing over the barbed wire bat, or I think they used to call it Barbie, right? I mean, that was pretty cool. I like that. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about how Mick Foley will be involved at WrestleMania in some, capacity. I had no idea how, but it was cool seeing him on Raw for a moment. Perhaps we'll see something similar again at WrestleMania. Backstage segment, Ambrose and Foley, something like that. Fair enough, but we'll probably see a few legends kind of pop up here and there at WrestleMania, and maybe even before WrestleMania. So, not a bad idea for Mick Foley to be there, and I think it was kind of cool. Obviously, Ambrose is carrying around a crowbar. Hey, get rid of the crowbar and use this. That was pretty cool, not a bad segment. So, it'll be interesting to see how they use Foley and some of the other legends at WrestleMania and before WrestleMania. I don't think it'll be anything physical. I think it'll just kind of be like maybe a special guest referee. I'm sure that will probably happen at some match. I probably would say Triple H and Reigns will have some kind of guest ref. Probably Shawn Michaels or somebody, just to kind of liven it up a little bit. Or maybe an interference during the match. Probably Shawn Michaels comes out and interferes or something like the usual crap with Triple H matches. Just look at Sting and Triple H last year, that clusterfuck. But it was cool clusterfuck, but it was a clusterfuck. But yeah, so I'm sure we'll see some interactions between these legends at some capacity. We had Ryback and Kalisto. Looks as though that's going to be official. We had Ryback destroy Sin Cara, who came out looking like a ninja. I actually liked the way he looked. I thought it was pretty cool. So it looks like Kalisto and Ryback are going to, go one-on-one now at WrestleMania for the title. Look, I'm okay with that. I think Ryback should win the belt. I think Kalisto's championship reign has been a failure. I think he's been a little bit of a dud. I think Kalisto, they're just trying to make him a little bit too much like Rey Mysterio. You know, his moves are kind of the same. He looks the same, talks similar. Just his mannerisms. And soon he'll be, you know, giving someone a mask or, you know, a something to put around their neck or, you know, something like that. As soon as he be just doing something like that, it'd just be fucking Rey Mysterio. It'd just be Rey Mysterio Jr., you know, whatever that is. So, you know, look, honestly, I don't think it's a good thing. I think we've seen enough of Rey Mysterio the last 10 years. I think we honestly would like to see a little bit different. Yes, a very similar gimmick, but used and interpreted in a little bit of a different way. Fair enough, this guy looks and talks like Rey Mysterio, fair enough. But hey, why don't we just use this guy a little bit differently? Yes, he may be Rey Mysterio-like, but we could use him in this way and it might work. I just don't think it's really working at all with Kalisto. I think the crowd not really reacting to him, and he's done okay with the title. I mean, yes, he's been feuding with Del Rio, to be fair. That's a little bit harsh on the guy, but and Ryback's not exactly a great opponent for him either. I think, you know, Kalisto versus a Neville might have been the way to go. Who, by the way, since it's on my mind, Neville injured. Looks as though he may have really fucked his ankle up. I think there's a video on Twitter that I saw, and he lands on it really bad. He bends it back, I think, really badly. Looks as though he's either badly sprained it, fractured it, or broken it. And if he's broken it, a broken foot will take a long time to come back from. Really, really long time. Especially a guy like Neville and his high-flying ability, that might take even longer, and he may have to come back and be more limited in what he can do, which would be a huge shame. So hopefully Neville's okay. The guy's just had a bad run since he's come to the main roster. Just been a little bit of disaster for him, hasn't it? But a Neville and Kalisto match would have been good, but it looks as though Neville is going to be joining a long list of guys on the shelf. It's a growing list. It's getting bigger and bigger. And it looks as though Neville's going to be another one of those guys. I don't think he really had anything big involved. Any big plans for Neville for WrestleMania? I think anything he just would have been thrown into a multi-man match of some capacity. But, yeah, it's still a shame. I mean, you get injured this close to WrestleMania. And is this his second WrestleMania? What did he do last year at WrestleMania? Was he in that IC title match last year's WrestleMania? Or did he debut last year? I forget. Did he debut 2015? He might have. So would this have been his first WrestleMania? No, I think he debuted before that. Right? No, I have no idea. No, I think he debuted, last year. So this would have been his first WrestleMania. I can't remember. But anyways, you guys in the comments will know. But, yeah, so this would have been probably his first or second WrestleMania. This would have been a huge moment for the guy. And he gets injured this close. Oh, that's terrible. We'll have an update on him, you know, probably when this podcast releases or after it releases shortly. But check that out online. But, yeah, it's a real shame. If he is injured, that is a real shame. So, overall, though, Ryback and Kalisto, I have no problem with it because I like Ryback. I like the direction they're taking Ryback. There's no fucks given. Just come out and beat the shit out of guys. I like that. A little bit of promo time this week, yes. I think a lot of people are kind of wanting him not to talk, not to speak, but I don't really mind him on the mic. I think short and sweet talks is not a bad thing for Ryback. I think a lot of people say that like he is absolutely unable to speak whatsoever. I don't think that's true. I don't think people give him enough credit. I think he can be funny on the mic. I think he can deliver a point across. He's not absolutely terrible. You know, he can speak. You know, he's not... I wouldn't want him to come out and cut a 15-minute promo, but he can certainly talk for a minute or two. Absolutely fine. So, I have no reasons to hate that. I think that's not a bad decision. You know, have a guy absolutely mute and not talk at all would be ridiculous. So, you know, have him talk and for 30 seconds and that's all he needs to say. That's fine. I want a title match. Give me a title match. You know, I beat up your friend. Now I want you. Give me the title. That's really all he has to say. So, I don't mind him speaking. That's fine by me. The Chris Jericho and AJ Styles interaction. Again, obviously Neville and Jericho had a very, very short matchup, and that was not planned, I don't think. Obviously Neville landing badly on his foot, Jericho shoving the referee to quickly end the matchup. That was why that was so weird. I was kind of like, what the fuck, what happened there? Like, that was kind of a little bit odd, but, you know, now that I look back and see the video, obviously Neville messing up his ankle, and that prompted Jericho to talk about AJ Styles, who came out and they had a bit of a, well, very quick, that was pretty lackluster brawl, really. Styles just jumped off the top rope and hit with his, what is it, the phenomenal forearm or something like that? Is that what they're calling that? So hit him with the forearm, and Jericho was laid out. So, overall, this was really the show of promo and brawl. There was so many promos and so many brawls on this show. It was kind of a little bit ridiculous at some point, because we've got another brawl to talk about now. Roman Reigns, who made his return on Raw during the Dolph Ziggler and Triple H match. And again, I thought Triple H, I'm not sure if he was selling it or what he was doing, but it just felt as though he was a little bit, tired. Just kind of looked a bit gassed to me. That was just my opinion, but I can't knock the guy. He did really well. He's put on 2 good matches in a couple of days, so I really enjoyed, again, the Ziggler and Triple H match. Ziggler selling pretty well for Triple H, as he normally always does. And I liked the whole Ziggler interaction. I thought it was very odd at first, but at the end of the day, they brought it back, and they gave it a decent reason. Obviously, last week as well, Ziggler was involved in a little thing with Stephanie, so I guess, again, they wanted just to do something on that. It probably needed Triple H just to beat somebody. They needed someone for Triple H to beat, so Ziggler was that man. And I thought, they put on a pretty good matchup and a nice little, again, another warm-up for Triple H. Really, that's all it was. But, I think we'll see how the ratings goes when it releases sometime today. We'll see how that goes. I want to see how well the ratings, improved, or maybe even, went down. I want to see the ratings change when the Triple H match was on. I think, you would assume the ratings would have went up. We'll see how much of a draw Triple H truly is in 2016, so we'll see. Maybe a little bit of a spike up would have been good, and obviously at the end you'd think there'd be about a... the third hour always gets less views. It's kind of hard to say, but maybe a bit more people watching the third hour this week than normal because of Triple H, and then Shane McMahon and Undertaker, and also Roman Reigns' return as well. So, obviously Triple H beating Ziggler, Roman Reigns came out, and Reigns back to his old ways. Well, the ways that he had for about 3 weeks. He's back to just the ass-kicking Roman Reigns, which is the one that we want. This is what we want from Roman Reigns. I think, I read on Twitter, so many people were actually pretty happy with, what Roman Reigns did on Raw tonight. I think a lot of people, yes, he got booed, which is not a good thing, but I think a lot of people enjoyed the segment. Reigns came out, and those two just brawled, and it went on for a little bit long, I thought, but I really enjoyed when they got to the backstage area, and they were kind of brawling there, and everyone's trying to get him off, and I think Triple H threw something on the referee. It landed right on his foot, and the referee was like hopping away in a lot of pain. That was funny. Really bad for the referee, obviously, but it was kind of funny. Triple H bleeding on the side of his head as well, just for extra effect. I think that might have been legit. I think I saw a video on WWE's YouTube channel, Triple H getting stitches and them patching that up. So I think that might have been actually legit, not the fake shit that Roman Reigns used a few weeks ago, but blood capsules. So that was cool to see. I like that, and I thought the backstage stuff was cool. Everyone trying to get them, break them up, and Reigns just shoving people away and not giving a shit. I thought that was good. I like what they did. I like when they go backstage. I like to see more backstage type of brawls. When they bring in the mid card and the lower mid card guys, and say they try and break it up, and and they just punch them away, and they act like they're dead when they get punched. So I like that, and so I thought that was pretty good. Obviously, I'm a Reigns fan, so I knew he was coming back. This was the right week to bring him back. There's a lot of talk that he might not be coming back this week, which would have been just retarded. It would have been ridiculous. I mean, come on. 3 weeks away from WrestleMania, you don't have the main event of WrestleMania. The guy who's going to be coming for the championship not on the show would have been stupid. So I'm glad they returned him this week. I guess the couple of weeks away didn't help him. Didn't really help him at all with the crowd. And I don't think it's going to get any better for him. I'm not quite sure where they go next week. I know they are going to. The last probably 4 weeks have been going to some more notable crowds. So, although this week was a terrible crowd, Pittsburgh really sucked. So, if you're from Pittsburgh, I'm sorry, but the crowd really sucked this week. But so I think it might just be getting a little bit more tougher for Roman Reigns going forward. But hey, Roman Reigns, he's just doing what they tell him to do. He's trying his best. Unfortunately, the crowd are reacting negatively, but if he keeps going down this path of this guy, Samoan badass, it might work. It might work a little bit better. It was working for a while, when he won the belt initially by beating Sheamus, the crowd was going nuts for Roman Reigns. It was fantastic. When he beat up Triple H really badly that night, it was fantastic, but I guess they had a 2-month period where they just didn't do very well with Roman Reigns, and it's kind of backfired on them. And finally on Raw, we had Shane McMahon and Undertaker interact again. Underwhelming is to say the least. We had Shane trying to fight off the Undertaker, another bit of a brawl again. I think, did Shane take the choke slam? I think he did. I think he took a choke slam from Taker. So it's good to see the two interact, but again, I just don't understand why Undertaker is happy to do the match for Vince. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Taker acting like a heel. Why? I don't know. I mean, they're playing off the fact that Undertaker doesn't work for anybody. He doesn't give a shit about Shane. Doesn't give a shit about Vince. He's just doing the match. But why? Why is he doing the match? Why is he fighting Shane? Why does he want to fight Shane? Does he need to? Is he getting a big payday? Why? That's all I want to know. Why is Undertaker willing to wrestle Shane McMahon? Why does he want to do it? Because all I see right now is Vince wants Taker to do it, and Undertaker's doing it. Just because Vince told him to. Just because he's booked in the match. Surely Undertaker can be like, you know what, Vince, I don't want to do it, and he doesn't have to do it. I know that's probably for a fact that he can do that, but at least surely on the storyline, if Taker doesn't want to do it, then, well, tough shit, for Vince. I'm not going to do it, and you find someone else. So why is Taker doing it? That's the only thing I don't know and I don't get in the storyline. Obviously the Vince and Shane stuff I like, but the Undertaker, whenever he's there, I just get left being confused. I just don't get why. Now, obviously, they've had a bit of a brawl, so the kind of feud is going ahead. But again, who's going to win at WrestleMania? It seems as though Undertaker's going to do it. And what type of match are they going to have? I don't know. That's a very unpredictable match. Probably predictable that Undertaker's going to win, but very unpredictable about how the match could go. Will we see a lot of interferences? Will people try to get into the cage? Will we see Undertaker just beat Shane up clean, or will Shane get a lot of offense in? It'll be interesting to see just how the match plays out. I don't think the match is going to be amazing itself, but it'll just be interesting to see what happens during the match. But overall, Raw, pretty good show. Like I said, I thought there was about a 30-minute period where Raw was absolutely unwatchable. I think Bremo might have been out there. The whole Lana thing. I think the social outcasts were out there as well. So there's probably 30 minutes of Raw this week that I had to change the channel and just could not bring myself to watch it. But apart from that, I enjoyed this week's Raw. So I was chatting live this week on the chat as well, on the Brendan Plays live chat, so that made it probably a bit more fun. And again, I think the Americans, you rewinded your clocks back, so I had to watch Raw at 10 o'clock in the morning today rather than 11. And I've been getting up really late lately. My sleeping pattern has been kind of messed up. My girlfriend is always up late. She's up all night, and I'm trying to get some damn sleep, but she keeps me awake by talking all night. She just doesn't shut up. She'll kill me if she heard me say that. But she tries to keep me up all night. So my sleeping pattern's kind of really off its game. So I like to go to sleep at like 1 or 2 o'clock because I like to stay up late. But I also like to get up at 9:30. But I've been getting up at 10:30, 11, 11:30. So it's just terrible. So Raw going back an hour has kind of messed with me a little bit. So I need to try to get myself back on schedule. So, but yeah. Anyways, like I said, Raw, pretty good show. I guess this week probably won't be able to spend a lot of time doing the videos and the streaming. I know I didn't stream this week. I do apologize for that. I wanted to stream on the weekend, but I just kind of didn't feel like doing it. I wanted to focus on doing NXT Arrival and getting some other things done as well. So I do apologize for that. This weekend I will do another stream. I have an exam next week, my first exam of the semester, and I'm only 4 weeks in, so it's a very early exam. I haven't even looked at my, class textbook. I haven't looked at anything. I don't know anything about it. So it's an exam next week that I'm going to have to just, wing it, say fuck it, study for a few days and get it done. So I'll try and get some streams and get some more videos done. I've been pretty good this week, actually. My Universe Mode stuff, I've been getting most of it out. I've been playing a lot of the Division, obviously. Thank you again to everybody that has been supporting the Division videos. I know that I kind of went 2 in one day, then I missed a fair few days and uploaded the third one. I do apologize for that. I haven't been able to play it much, but obviously when my girlfriend's leaving on Thursday morning, so I'm going to be able to game a lot more. So I will be able to do a lot more division stuff. And I've been really enjoying the game as well. I've been just kind of getting into it. I haven't really had a lot of chance to play too much of it. I played a bit of it with my friend. If you had to watch my third episode of my playthrough, I played a lot of it with my friend. It was a lot of fun, really a lot of fun. But he's way ahead of me now. He's too good of a level for me to play with him anymore. So I have to kind of step my shit up and catch up, I guess. But I haven't even got to like the Dark Zone or whatever it is. I haven't even got anywhere near that. So I need to kind of get there and play that and try that out. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to playing that. I need to kind of keep playing Far Cry Primal as well. And I know UFC 2, I think it might be coming out next week or this week. I'm not sure, but very, very soon. And I wanted to do a playthrough, career mode on that. So I'm going to have to kind of try and fit all this in somehow. But and I've been playing some NBA 2K16 as well, which I've got some videos that I need to edit and get that up. So there'll be some different stuff coming your way on the channel this week. I haven't been able to play any PS2 because I don't have an adapter to use my PS2 on my monitors at the moment. Obviously, monitors don't have, AV cables, ports on them, so I need to kind of get a converter and kind of switch it over so I can use that. So hopefully I can do that, and hopefully I can record on my PS2. If not, I'm going to have to put it in my other room and kind of use my laptop to record it, and that might just be a real shitty, pain in the ass, crappy situation. So let's hope that I can try and avoid that, but I don't know. But so yeah, I haven't been able to do any GM mode stuff, so I do apologize for any of the GM mode fans. I did do one video, I had that one stored up, so I'll try and see if this adapter comes this week. If not, maybe on the weekend again or sometime later this week, I'll try and set it up in the other room, just record a few of them and just kind of upload them over the weekend. So a few things I got planned there, and obviously, like I said, small live streams will be good. Maybe I'll live stream UFC. That might be fun as well. Just doing some fights and just chilling. Might be a bit of fun. Maybe I'll do a separate career mode or something like that, and that might be pretty cool. I don't know, but we'll do some different things, and that's the thing I like the most at the moment, the variety I'm kind of doing. I've been doing a lot of universe mode, and I've been really, really getting into it. In fact, I think NXT at the moment is probably the most enjoyable thing on universe mode, which is kind of odd because, when I originally started doing the NXT videos, I wasn't really into it. I wasn't really 100% into it, but now I think after Arrival, and we've got some storylines set, we've got our champion set, I'm really getting into it. So I've been kind of like trying to race through Raw and SmackDown this week to get to NXT. So the NXT episode will be coming out tomorrow. That should be a good one, I think. And really a lot of fun. Really, really enjoying that. So keep an eye out for that. But other than that, not a lot else going on. We've got, I think we just kind of covered what I've been playing this week. So we've kind of, morphed that into that. But not much else I've been playing this week. I did get a free game this week. Yesterday, actually. A game developer sent me a game last night. I think it was called Flame Break. So I think that's about to release on Steam. So I want to give a shout out to them. I didn't even know they're going to send me this game. They just got an email. They sent me a Steam code and they said, "Hey, here's the game. Check it out." So check out that game. I haven't actually had a chance to play it yet, so I don't know what it's like. I heard it's a bit like League of Legends and Binding of Isaac. I think that's what it's called. So if that's you, check that out on Steam. And obviously I'm not getting paid to promote the game or anything like that. I just got it for free, so I thought I might give them a little bit of a shout. For giving me a free game, so why not? So that was pretty cool. I like that. I mean, if more people want to give me stuff to play, feel free. I'm not going to say no, but it was very odd, very random. But I do thank them for that. But we have a lot of questions to close out the show this week, so we're going to get into those questions. And like I said earlier on in the podcast, we got the Facebook questions up. So we've got a few Facebook questions this week. Now, this first one, it's not a wrestling one, but it's the first one, is coming from Thomas Speller. "Hey Brendan, I'm from England, and my favourite football team is West Ham. Who is your favourite English football team?" Now, I've talked about this many times on the cast, but a lot of questions, they keep coming every now and then. So you have to kind of answer the same questions, general questions, maybe every 10, 15, 20 shows. But again, my favourite team is Chelsea. I'm not a big fan of the club stuff. I like watching the internationals. I really enjoyed the FIFA World Cup. Really, really enjoyed it. I was watching a lot of the games. I was staying up to 6 a.m. in the morning to watch it. But in terms of following English Premier League, not so much. Not so much. I don't mind playing FIFA 16. I do like FIFA. I do like FIFA. I do like football or soccer. I do like that. But in terms of staying up late, because the thing is, the games are on so early, like 3 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m., and like ridiculous time of the day. It's just ridiculous. I cannot physically, stay up all night to watch that. So I don't really follow the sport, probably because of that reason, and probably because I'm not into football enough. Like, my top 3 sports are cricket, rugby league, and basketball. Probably number 4 might be soccer or football. So it's kind of like on the fringe. It's kind of like, I've got 3 sports that I consume so much already that I don't have enough time for another one, So that's just me. Another one is from Anthony Cross. I apologize, but who do you want to return to WWE at WrestleMania 32? So I guess what legends I probably would like to see come back from Mania. I'd like to see Austin there. I guess Michaels. Foley's probably a given. Rock's already a given. I really want to see Kurt Angle come back, and I know there's a lot of talk about Kurt Angle this week with him actually talking to Triple H this week. A lot of talk, perhaps he'll be coming back soon. I don't think there was really much behind it. I think there might have just been, talking and getting in touch and perhaps, exchanging numbers, or probably already have each other's number, but just having a bit of a general chat, maybe, hey, would you like to do something? And, maybe, yeah, I'd love to do something. You still wrestling, blah, blah, blah. Just some general chat, how's things and blah, blah, blah. And, I don't think it was anything like, oh, you want to come back for Mania? We've got a match for you at Mania. I don't think it was anything like that. But I think Kurt Angle would be awesome to see back. But, yeah, in terms of legends, I don't really care for legends that much for WrestleMania. I think guest appearances, you put any legend in there, I'm probably happy, So, obviously, the big names would be cool to see, and, maybe some WCW guys would be cool, like, when we throw in Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, the NWO guys. Don't think the Hulkster's going to be there anytime soon, but obviously, is it going to be Hulk Hogan or Terry? I mean, I don't know if you guys heard about the whole Hulk Hogan thing, but apparently, Hulk Hogan is like, he believes that he is too much Hulk Hogan. This guy has an identity crisis. Is he Hulk Hogan or is he Terry Bollea? I mean, this guy, he was talking on radio about Hulk Hogan having a 10-inch penis, but then he went to court and said Hulk Hogan has a 10-inch penis, but Terry Bollea does not. So he was kind of like, his character has that, but in real life he doesn't. But to me, I get what he's saying, but Hulk Hogan is just being Hulk Hogan. He's a crazy one. He just lives and breathes the gimmick. That is for sure. But hey, power to him. Alright, so another Facebook question here comes from Eisen Columbus. Ooh, Eisen Columbus Abon Italia. We'll try that. There's some good names there. You guys got some good names out there. Dean Ambrose, does he have a chance to win his first WWE World Heavyweight Championship again, or did he lose his chance by getting screwed every time he got so close to winning it? Does he have a chance to win again? If not, because of Roman Reigns is now becoming the face of the company at WrestleMania 32. I think Dean Ambrose will win the championship at some point, probably sometime this year. I think he'll win it. Like I said, I thought a perfect time would have been for him to win it at his height of his popularity, which I thought was around about, Money in the Bank, or maybe was it Money in the Bank or was it Payback, something like that, around about the time when he was getting a one-on-one title match against Seth Rollins. I thought it was a great time. The crowd was absolutely screaming for him. He was so over, but they didn't, and now he kind of fell away a little bit. He's recovering a bit of that steam, but again, just the wrong time, for Dean Ambrose, but I think he will get his chance. I think he will get his time. It's only a matter of time until we see Reigns turn heel, and then we see an Ambrose versus Reigns feud, which I think would be fantastic. And maybe Ambrose might have a 2-week or 3-week or 1-month title reign. Maybe Reigns wins it back again from there or something like that. But I can see Ambrose winning the championship, but not holding it for very long. Maybe a month, maybe a 2. I just don't think they really see him as a long-term champion. Another one from Thomas Speller. What are your thoughts on TV shows like CSI or Criminal Minds, etc.? I don't really watch those shows. I think obviously they're casual viewing. They're the types of shows that if you're on TV and you flick it on, you can watch it. You can watch it, you're having dinner or, you're just bored at night and they're on TV. Yeah, alright, I'll watch it. Criminal Minds, actually, I really like it. I like Criminal Minds. CSI, not a big fan. Bones, I don't mind. I think they're all very similar shows. Law and Order is okay. But those types of shows, if it's on TV, I could flick it on and watch it, but I would never go out of my way to actually watch it. So they're not bad, but they're not, I wouldn't say they're great. Alrighty, so we're going to go over to the YouTube comment section now. We've got Owen Roberts, I should say. Could the Lana vs. Brie match lead to Daniel Bryan in any scenario? I hope they don't have a match. I don't even know what they're doing with them again. I don't know. Lana, she looked a bit better this week on Raw. She wasn't having an identity crisis. She wasn't having a throwback to last year where she was, messing around with Dolph Ziggler. She's now realized that, hey, I should not wear what I was wearing with Dolph Ziggler. Let's try and wear something a little bit different. And I find it funny that the crowd is chanting, "We want Lana," and then when Lana comes out, nobody gives a shit. It's kind of funny, kind of ironic, right? But what could it lead to? I think it could lead to a piss break. Will Daniel Bryan get involved? Maybe. I doubt it. I mean, maybe Brie's last match. Maybe they build it as a retirement match, and Bryan comes out to celebrate with Brie. Maybe just to kind of make the crowd give a shit. But other than that, nothing really. I don't think Bryan's going to get himself involved too much, especially for a match with Lana. J-Boy in the house. When do you see AJ Styles main eventing a pay-per-view? Probably not this year. I don't think so. I think he is probably a front runner to win Money in the Bank at the moment. I think that's a big chance. If the crowd keeps supporting him, he keeps getting big reactions every week. I think it's very possible. But for the time being, I don't think he's going to be anywhere near the main event scene. Maybe after SummerSlam, during that latter period of the year when things like to slow down a little bit, he might get a title shot, maybe in a multi-man match or something like that. But I don't really think they're going to push him as a legitimate main event star. At least not this year. This one comes from oh man, the names this week killing me. Antonodu. I don't know. Fuck it. Do I hate the Divas because you seem to talk bad about them most times? No, I don't hate the Divas, and I apologize for your name. It is late. It's nearly 1 a.m. Bad names at this late a time is not good for me. But do I hate the Divas? No, I don't. I hate what they do with the Divas. Obviously, you see in NXT, the women down there do fantastic work. The Sasha Banks and Bayley matches were fantastic. The Becky Lynch match was fantastic. A lot of those matches are great. I even enjoyed Charlotte down there. But now what they do with them on the main roster is just, it just has just such a bad stain to it, doesn't it? And it's the same for everybody. So even, the mid card, so many people that come from NXT, they just ruin it. And there was obviously a report this week that Vince apparently hates NXT, and I would not be surprised if that's true. And he's going out of his way to make sure that NXT people don't succeed, and he's trying to bury them or whatever. And, I would not be surprised whatsoever that is absolutely 100% true, because for me, it seems like Vince just doesn't give a shit about NXT. You look at so many people, Neville, Ascension, Emma, Bo Dallas. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There's so many people. I mean, even Kalisto for a long time now was doing jack shit. So really, you look at I guess Bray Wyatt is in the Wyatt family, did okay. Seth Rollins did pretty well for himself, yes, and Kevin Owens, but I don't have much faith for Sami Zayn. I really believe he's just going to be a mid-card guy, just like another Dolph Ziggler. That's really all I see. And a Dolph Ziggler without a World Championship win, by the way. I don't see too much from him. Another one, yes, Tyler Breeze. Oh my God, what happened to him? Debuted, 2-week push, done. That's it. So who the fuck would want to be from NXT coming to the main roster right now? Why would Cass and Enzo want to come up? Because it is not looking good. I don't think Vince would probably get the Enzo and Cass gimmick. I think that would be one that might just blow over his head, and he might just, say, who the fuck likes these guys? These guys are idiots. Let's not give them a chance. That's just Vince, but I don't hate the Divas. I just hate what they do with them. It just seems like, they don't care about the Divas. The Divas Revolution was just a massive fail. And I think, obviously, Becky Lynch is great. I think Charlotte is good. But I think what they're doing with her and giving her too much mic time every week when she's just not cutting good promos is a bad decision. I think they haven't really given Sasha Banks enough of a chance, enough of a spotlight to show us what she can really do. I just think the way they use the Divas is wrong. I don't hate the Divas. I think just the way they used them is what I hate. This one's from Road Boy. Which superstars are on your shit list? Adam Rose. I know even though he's not here anymore, he's still on the list, and he will forever be on the list. Santino Marella, Sheamus, Barrett. Who else? That might just be about it. Perhaps. Oh my goodness. Probably it's just people on the shit list are people who I see and I immediately want to change the channel. And a lot of the divas can be like that. I mean, like a Cameron, even though she's not there much anymore, is definitely a channel changer. But yeah, I think the social outcasts, they're quickly becoming a channel changer. They are just, really, really bad to watch. But definitely the League of Nations are probably right up there. But and specifically, Sheamus and Barrett are just awful to watch, just unbearable. Adam Rose sucks and will forever suck. But that's really about it right now. I don't have too many guys that I'm really hating too much. But the guys that I do hate get too much TV time, so that's a problem. From Johnny Dixon. Since the social outcasts and the League of Nations suck, well, my point taken, who's your favorite and least favorite faction in WWE history? Least favorite faction, I mean, in terms of wrestling, I mean, Aces and Eights, they sucked. I thought the Spirit Squad was pretty crap. Even the Authority was a pretty poor stable, and I guess in recent times. I thought the Dungeon of Doom back in WCW was just absolutely awful. The Core was pretty bad. And Nexus was okay, but they really dropped the ball with them. But I won't put them on the list, but I thought the Core was just a waste of time. And, yeah, that might be really about it for bad stables. In terms of good ones, the Shield, obviously, recently was terrific. Four Horsemen, great group. Evolution, obviously, I like all four guys in the group, so I'm a big fan of them. In terms of the group itself, probably not so much, because it was kind of like the Triple H show, but what they produced and the guys in the group, it was a very good stable. NWO as well, obviously, before it got ridiculous, was a lot of fun. DX, I'm not probably a huge fan of DX. I mean, looking back, I think they were fantastic, but, at the time, probably not a big fan of DX, but the more I see of them, the more I enjoy. But, yeah, I don't know. I think my number one faction, I'm not quite sure, but, when I kind of look back on the Shield and I kind of watch some of the matches they did, I really go, wow, that was a fantastic group. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I think they probably had more great matches in comparison to some of the other stables in terms of, like matches that we see nowadays. Back in the day, it was just all blood, and especially Evolution times, it was just blood and brawling. Now it was kind of more like a really terrific, entertaining, 3-on-3 matches. Some of the matches they did, were terrific. Obviously against the Usos, for example, a few against the Wyatts as well. Team Hell No was terrific. So I think the Shield, probably because it was so recent, I will probably say it was my one of my most favorites so far. But like a few that I mentioned before, obviously, were terrific. Alright, so next question is coming from another one from Thomas Speller. Do you see Ryback realigning with Paul Heyman to help with his push as he can't cut good promos? No, I don't think Paul Heyman will be aligning himself with anybody ever again. Maybe, never say never, but at least not for the time being. Maybe after Brock Lesnar leaves the WWE, will Paul Heyman even stick around after that? I don't know. But I think it's been a failed experiment. Curtis Axel, I mean, obviously it's Curtis Axel, he sucks. But I don't think they really gave Cesaro much of a chance with Heyman. I think he needed to be a babyface, and they tried to force him to be a heel when the crowd wanted to cheer the guy, so it was never going to work from the get-go. But could it work with somebody like Ryback? I think so. I mean, yeah, he was with Ryback for a short period of time, and it didn't quite work out too well. But yeah, I think it could work, but I think, you got Brock Lesnar, just stick with him. Why try and ruin something that's working so well and try to force something else on him? Just keep him with Brock. This one's from Awesome K. If someone gets a real-life push, does that affect who I push in Universe Mode? Not really, because to see all the times that I push guys in universe mode that might not be getting a real life push. I guess Kalisto in recent times kind of was getting a push in real life, but at the same time, I guess I was already kind of planning on featuring him a little bit more on my show. So it kind of just, aligned itself pretty well. But a lot of the time, it probably doesn't. In terms of for example, if I bring somebody back, and they've been on TV for a while, I'm going to position them higher because of their TV status. Let's say, Del Rio came back as a main eventer. I'm going to bring him back as a top guy rather than, a lower mid-card guy because of the way he's been perceived by most and the way people will view him. So it does have a bit of a bit of a play on what I do in universe mode, but not really. Let's say if tomorrow The Miz gets a push to the main event, I'm not really going to push him in my universe mode to the main event. I might not even give him a match at all. So it does to a degree in terms of people coming back, but what they're doing right now with the people I'm already doing in my universe mode, no, not really. All right, so we're going to get through a few more of these questions. Thomas Bell has been, he's MVP this week. He's got a lot of questions, and I picked him out because he sent in some good questions. I've answered this one in the past, but what job would I like to be hired for by the WWE? Obviously, I do the commentary stuff on my series, so I'd love to be an announcer or a commentator. That would be a lot of fun. Even if I did Superstars or friggin' NXT or Main Event or whatever, like a lower level show, hell yeah, I'd do that. Hell yeah. In terms of creative, I don't think I'd be doing that, but I would like to probably work maybe in marketing for WWE or even management or human resources, something like that. Something like that with the WWE, have some interactions with the talent would be pretty cool. I think marketing definitely, I've been doing a lot of marketing courses at the moment for my degree. I've been enjoying a lot of marketing. I think that might be something I might get myself into maybe in the future. Probably more sports marketing and specifically. But I'm not a very creative person, I don't think, but I think I can work well with creative people. So people they can vision and create what I'm seeing in my own head. I can't physically tell you and show you what I'm thinking, but I can throw ideas in that I think could work really well. I think that's my strength. So I think I could be pretty good at marketing, and that would be something I'd be down to do in the WWE or any sporting company really. This one's from the Backos. There are rumors that Mick Foley and his daughter are getting their own WWE Network show, a comedy one, which is said to be similar to Edge and Christian's show. My thoughts? Well, I haven't watched Edge and Christian's show yet. That's something I definitely want to do. I've been hearing good things about it. I think the last few episodes have really improved, so I definitely might go out of my way and check that out. I heard there's AJ Styles was on the show, and they did a little segment of whether or not AJ Styles will ever, or the WWE will ever mention where AJ Styles worked before he came to the WWE, and they were kind of making jokes about it that WWE would never mention it. So there's kind of some funny things on there. So I definitely want to check that out. But a comedy show similar, well, obviously Mick Foley has his own stand-up comedy show, which I think is good. But a network show with his daughter, I think could definitely work. I'm not sure what they would do as long as it's not too much like ENC. Maybe they kind of do a reacting thing to what's happening in the WWE in the past week, find all the funny moments in the last week and kind of, make fun of it, or someone botches, or, someone says something stupid, kind of make fun of it, a bit of maybe a Botchamania type of show, but something like that, maybe some lighthearted comedy about what's going on in the WWE could be cool. But I'm not sure what else they could do, but it'd be interesting to see. I think they've obviously Mick's trying to get his daughter involved a lot more, so this is obviously a big chance for her, so we'll see how she goes. And I think Mick Foley, well, it's Mick fucking Foley, he's going to be great, so looking forward to that show. Another one from Nabakos. John Cena said on the WrestleMania 33 press conference that he won't be competing at this year's WrestleMania. Do I think it's true, or is he lying to not spoil his return? Look, if John Cena was going to wrestle at WrestleMania, we would see him on TV right now. We would already know that he's going to be wrestling at WrestleMania. We would know who his opponent is going to be. There's no way they're going to have John Cena come back 1 week before WrestleMania and say, hey, I'm back. Let's have a match. There's no way. If Cena's ready for Mania, he would have been out there 2-3 weeks ago selling the fact that he's coming back for Mania. They would have been building that shit up because they know Cena is a draw. They know Cena is going to sell tickets. He knows he's going to sell network subscriptions. They know if Cena's on the card, it's going to improve the show. So they wouldn't be waiting for the last second, for a surprise. Will we see Cena pop up backstage? Maybe, but I don't think he's going to be there at any in-ring capacity. I think he's already ruled that out anyways. But, like you said, you just ruled that out in the question. But I don't think he's lying at all. I think it's, he wouldn't be lying about that. I think, look, his injury was a lot, it was like 6 months, and, it's only been like 2 or 3 months. So I think he's going to be out at least until maybe like Payback, Money in the Bank time, which is when everyone's coming back, by the way. This one is from Busy. What does Roman Reigns need to do to get over? Well, he's got to keep doing this badass thing. Stop talking, stop cutting promos that are boring, that are just dull, bland. Stop doing that. Just come out there, kick ass, beat up Triple H. Anyone tries to get in his way, beat them up too. Just no fucks given. Just come out, be a badass, and just don't take no for an answer. Just do whatever the fuck you want, and, don't follow by the rules. People love, seeing somebody step up to authority, and look at Austin, such a huge success. Just look at him and everything he did there. People love that. And Roman Reigns, yes, he's not Austin, but hey, you can do a few things that he did, and it works. So look what he did after TLC. That worked so well. To keep doing that, to go back to that, and work with that. That's what he needs to be doing. He's got to be just this badass that just beats the shit out of people. Alright, so another question. We've got a few more to go here. Comes from Dr. Mike Myers. He wants to know whether or not I think Dolph Ziggler will get a push now. No, I don't think so. I think it's just a guy for Triple H to come out and beat, to make Triple H look good. Obviously, Ziggler gets a big spotlight in the process, and that kind of benefits him. But I don't really think it's going to lead to anything for poor old Dolph. I think I've said it many times, but I think Dolph Ziggler is on his way out, not getting a push. I don't think he's going to be getting any kind of big spotlight anytime soon. I think if anything, he'll be going down and down and down. This one's from XHD. What match would I have chosen if I was Ziggler and beat Triple H on Raw? I guess probably Intercontinental Championship match. I guess that one's open in the air. I guess you probably want to throw yourself in there. That's probably where, if I was booking, that's where I would probably want Ziggler to be. If I was Dolph Ziggler, though, but really, who would I want to face? Maybe Kalisto? Maybe get a one-on-one match against Kalisto? But probably for one of the titles. And final question today comes from Jervis Cottonbelly. What a name. Who's your favourite heavy metal band? Mine is Lamb of God. Have you ever heard anything by them? I've actually seen Lamb of God live last year at Soundwave. I saw them live. They played for like an hour or so, and they were pretty good. I have not really got into their new stuff recently, their last couple of albums. I think I did listen to... I do have their most recent album. There's a couple of songs in there that I do like, but obviously their first few albums, I really enjoyed. Obviously Redneck, Walk Me in Hell. Some of those songs are really, really good. So I do like Lamb of God. They're one of my more favorite heavy metal bands. In terms of right now, who am I listening to? I think Five Finger Death Punch is probably my go-to at the moment. I'm a big fan of them. Always been a fan of Slipknot. Who else am I thinking about? I need to have like my iTunes up in front of me, so I don't have any songs on my computer right now, so I can't really do that. But I do like heavy metal. I'm a heavy metal guy, like a metal and heavy metal. I don't like to go too heavy, like the death metal crap, but I do like metal. That's my go-to genre, and I do like a bit of rap as well. I got into... Some of the guys were showing me Logic when I was streaming, and I've been listening to some of his stuff lately, so I'm enjoying that. So I'm trying to find some new music to enjoy. So if you've got any artists that I should check out, obviously a lot of the mainstream pop and hip hop and that crap is just awful. So some real good metal bands, let me know and let me check them out, because I haven't been listening to much music lately. I like Trivium as well. I saw them live. They were great. The latest album, not so much. But, so I'm looking for some good metal stuff. So if you got any suggestions. I've also seen Five Finger Death Punch and Slipknot. I've seen pretty much every metal band that I like live. I haven't seen Killswitch Engage, which is probably the only one I haven't seen, and I'm really looking forward to their new album. So, But yeah, I just kind of like, whatever, some good stuff, and I'll check it out. But yeah, so there's a lot of the metal bands that I like I've definitely seen live, because I've gone to a couple of festivals in the last few years. Unfortunately, they're no longer doing the festivals. They've cancelled Soundwave, so if you're from Australia, you'll know all about it. But yeah, that kind of sucked. But yeah, so I've seen most of the bands that I like live, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty much going to do it for this week's edition of Let's Talk Tuesdays. I hope you guys enjoyed this week. I did have some voicemails, but we have run out of time. We've already gone over time, so I apologize for those who send in the voicemails. Please keep on sending them in. I do apologize, and I'll listen to your voicemails, and I'll see if I can answer them next week. If not, send me in some different ones. Appreciate all you guys sending in your support. Make sure you do leave a like on the video if you are watching on YouTube. Leave a rating if you are watching on the other platforms. And spread the word about the show. Tell a friend about Let's Talk Tuesdays. Share it out on Twitter. Give us a like on Facebook and on our Twitter page. And make sure you keep on supporting the show. Really appreciate it. Wrestlemania coming up. Almost 100 episodes of Let's Talk Tuesdays. Keep supporting the show, and I'll keep on doing it for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this week. Hope you all have a great week, and I will see you all next Tuesday.